Singapore has highly developed transit within its territory, but did you know the city-state also had an international train? Welcome to Out of Bounds, and today we go on the Shuttle Tebrau, a cross-border train between Singapore's Woodlands train checkpoint and Malaysia's JB Central Station. The two stations are just 2 kilometers apart across the Johor Strait. I don't have the comprehensive statistics, but this has got to be one of the shortest international trains in the world. The train runs along the Johor-Singapore Causeway. Road crossing on the causeway is often quite congested, so the Shuttle Tebrau is a good way to bypass all the traffic. Its popularity is evident as tickets often sell out in advance, particularly around rush hours and weekends. As you can see here, you can check schedule and ticket availability on the KTM app. To get to the Woodlands train checkpoint, we first go to the Woodlands MRT station. Although the two have similar names, they're not next to each other, so follow the coconut sign on the floor for the bus interchange. A number of buses go from here to the train checkpoint. You'll need to find one from the information displays and wait at the indicated boarding gate. The bus ride from the interchange to Woodlands train checkpoint took around 10 minutes. When I arrived, there was already a line outside the boarding area. Boarding starts 40 minutes before the indicated departure time, and you should probably arrive even a bit earlier than that. This is because the Woodlands train checkpoint operates juxtaposed border control, with both Singapore exit procedures and Malaysian entry procedures co-located within the train station. All northbound passengers need to have cleared both borders before being allowed on the train. The train's interior is showing a bit of age, but facilities are overall quite comprehensive and functional. We are running on infrastructure that dates back to the British colonial era, and now is a good time to take a quick look at the railway's history. When the causeway completed in 1923, what is today Malaysia and Singapore were both under British administration, and railway operations across the territories were integrated under the Federated Malay States Railways. The FMSR eventually became the Keretapi Tanah Melayu, or KTM, in 1962. The Malaysian KTM continued to operate intercity trains to Singapore even after Singapore became its own independent country in 1965. Because the rail terminus in Singapore at the time was Tanjung Pagar Station located in city center, the KTM owned long stretches of land along the railway that cut right across Singapore's territory. This became increasingly problematic as Singapore further developed in the late 20th century. After the completion of Woodlands train checkpoint, Singapore relocated its border control functions there from Tanjung Pagar in 1998, but Malaysian border control remained at Tanjung Pagar Station. This resulted in an unusual sequence of border procedures. Northbound passengers going from Singapore to Malaysia would need to first clear Malaysian entry procedures at Tanjung Pagar before completing Singapore exit procedures at Woodlands. This irregularity persisted for more than a decade and was finally resolved in 2011, after the two governments reached an agreement for KTM and Malaysian border control to relocate operations to Woodlands. The historic Tanjung Pagar station ceased operation on June 30th, 2011, and all subsequent KTM trains would terminate at Woodlands. After a transition period, the Shuttle Tebrau trains entered service on July 1st, 2015 as the last vestiges of KTM in Singapore. But the Shuttle Tebrau itself probably will not continue to run forever. Looking east, you can see a high bridge under construction. This is part of the upcoming Rapid Transit System, or RTS, between Johor Bahru and Singapore. The RTS will have its own border control facilities at Bukit Chagar Station on Malaysia side and Woodlands North MRT Station on Singapore side. Once completed, the RTS is expected to replace Shuttle Tebrau as the new and improved rail link between the two countries. Before you know it, we're rolling into JB Central Station. Exiting here is quite straightforward. Just follow the crowd upstairs, then look for the exit sign. Since passengers have already completed Malaysian entry procedures at Woodlands, there's no further border checks here. JB Central is itself a bustling commercial complex with many shops and restaurants. The station also offers interchange to buses and a taxi stand. In addition, JB Central is directly connected to the Johor Bahru City Square Mall via a covered footbridge. On the way there, you get a closer look at the RTS under construction. The mall offers even more retail and consumer conveniences. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more travel and border crossing content. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.